All right, this is my third attempt making this video here. I'm trying to get it as quick as possible. Last one was 10 minutes. It's just too long. I don't need that long to explain what I need to explain. I just want to show you pitch, timbre, and dynamics in modern music because, the instruments are one thing. You can just kind of practice that. I think if you see this stuff, how it's used in modern music, it'll help you make that mental connection to what it really is. So I just wanted to show you that, how I most commonly see it as somebody who makes beats. Let me just pull up a random thing here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I hope I didn't have any curse words as names there. I might have to go back and watch that. Okay, boom. First, timbre. That's the biggest one that we're going to go over because I think that's where this will help you the most. So right off the bat, I have this guitar loop here that I have a load of effects on just to kind of change the timbre essentially, but I want to show you a very basic version of it. So I'll move that to a track without any effects on it. Bring that down a little bit because I think my mic is real quiet. Um, so we're going to be changing the timbre of this. What I just played is completely dry. There's no effects on this at all. It's kind of a high-pitched guitar loop that I found on the internet. And I want to show you how modern producers will change the timbre because it is really everything. It's what separates good producers from, me. And yeah, we'll go over that real quick. So a producer's best friend is this Equalizer plugin here. I'm using the one that comes stock with my digital audio workspace. And it essentially just shows you your entire sound, whatever you're looking at, exactly which frequencies it's hitting. So if we just let this play, you can see it's kind of plucking in this high mid, and you're getting some plucks in this low area here. Now towards this left, this 1 is going to be lower pitch stuff in your mix, or in that sound I should say. This 7 over here towards the right is going to be higher pitch stuff. So if I just boost this up, the high pitch, you can hear it changes the timbre. I haven't changed any instruments, I haven't changed anything. It's the same notes, it's the same pitch, it's the same volume, but I'm just kind of changing the timbre by either boosting frequencies in that sound or taking some away. So I showed you boosting that high end here, but even more commonly than that, what we'll see, and they pretty much do this on any sound that's not your drums, and it's for mixing purposes, which we're not going to get into because that's really complicated. But they'll take the low end out because I want my drums, which are going to kind of take up this lower section of my mix, which a mix is just kind of how the entire song sounds and the entire song across this graph essentially, where all the frequencies are hitting. I want to leave space in that. In modern producers will leave space so that everything sounds crisp and makes it sound professionally produced. You're not getting like a really muddy sounding, oh, this was probably made in 10 minutes by some kid named Mason who lives in Wilmington. You know, you have to spend time to make it sound good. Anybody can create, but who is going to sit there and make it sound the best? That's what the era of the modern producer kind of entails. So they'll always kind of chop out this low end, like I said, to leave space for the drums. But past that, you can even throw another one on top of this, and we're getting way too complicated again because that's what I like to do. But even though we're already cutting this low end, as you can see, it's really not. I can cut it more. So you can see it's not showing up in the second EQ. So let's say I want to cut some of this low, and then at the same time, I want to boost some of the mid. Why is my FX on? See, it completely changes the timbre. So that's the main thing I wanted to show you there. It doesn't. You don't have to change instruments or whatever. It's just kind of how it sounds. You know, I could even throw different effects on this if we want to look at it from not an equalizing standpoint. I just think that's the easiest to look at. Let's just throw on one of the presets I already have made. Let's just throw on this. Oh, actually, I don't want to mess up the effects I already put on it. So let's put it on 10 and then throw this on. So this is going to be without. This is that dry. Added some effects. Change the timbre a little bit. That's not a good one. Let's try this one. Oh, add some reverb, right? Yeah. See, this is more atmospherical. It has more echo and stuff. So it just depends on what effects you add, how you add them, in what order you add them even matters in modern music. But that's pretty much timbre in a nutshell. I don't think I'm gonna beat 10 minutes. Dynamics is real easy. I'm not gonna get as in deep as I did last time. So obviously, I can make it louder. I can make it quieter right here. I mean, essentially, we could cut dynamics right there. This is quieter dynamics, lower dynamics, louder dynamics. But I mean, it's a little bit more complicated than that. We do have some dynamics plugins that we could use here to kind of look at how they boost. I mean, there's a lot of ways to boost the volume. The main one I want to look at is this fruity limiter here, because this is, again, one of the most used in modern music, and that's what I'm trying to show you, how it's used. This is essentially a tool that you can use to boost volume while also setting a point where it can't cross. Again, getting way too complicated. You don't need to know this. I just want to show you the modern application. So as you can see, I can make it louder in this plugin as well. But let's say I don't want it to cross. Let's do an extreme version of this. I'll take off the effects. I don't want to hear the effects. So let's say, as you can see, this sound right now is hitting. It's kind of inconsistent. You know, it's 18, 18. It'll bounce up to 9 on that high pitch. And what people will use is a dynamics plugin to make it more consistent. Essentially, you don't have those peaks, which some people want the peaks. Let's say you don't. You can throw in on one of these sound things, these dynamics, and either boost the volume. You can set limits on the volume. You can, God, that went south. That went south. I just lost my train of thought. But I'm only showing you the limiter. So it's hitting around 15. Let's say for whatever reason I want it to not cross 21. Well, I can just bring this ceiling down, is what producers will do, until it's right at 21. Oh, I don't have it on. I was like, why is it not doing it? Boom. So I boosted the volume, but I'm not letting it cross that 21 negative 21 decibels, I should say, is the correct term for that. But because I set the ceiling here, that's how it's used a lot. But yeah, if you increase this volume and reduce the ceiling, you're going to get a clipping noise, which people don't want. So this isn't how it would actually be used, but it is a way you can use it. You know, setting ceilings and stuff. Last thing we're going to go over is pitch. It's definitely the easiest. You can talk about individual notes being high pitch or low pitch, but modern producing culture, whatever, you'll look at like an entire loop. So normally you make like a little 8-bar loop, and then you kind of mix it up. You can make, you know, you can make a 16-bar loop. It can be as long as you want. But here we have that 8-bar loop, that strings, that's kind of high pitch. With the turn of a knob, I can bring that down half a semitone. Lower pitch here. And you can hear that. Same volume, same timbre. I'm not adding any effects. I'm not changing the volume. I'm just changing the pitch here. Lower pitch. This is normal. And then if we wanted to, we could even pitch it up more. So that's how we see it a lot in modern music. They'll kind of pitch an entire section up or an entire section down. The most common way you'll see it is they'll do, and I don't want to mess up what I have going there, so I'll just move this over. They'll do something like this, where you have your, let me just get this all lined up. It's not even cropped properly. So modern music, I'm sure you've heard this. They'll have, this intro is normally like a lower pitch. So let's do like, we'll do the extreme version. And then they'll have the same sound, same everything, but just pitch it up. And what it'll do, you have like a little intro here. But when your drums come in, you want more high pitch volume so they're not clashing with the drums. Comes back to that entire mixing process. So what people do is they'll have this intro, low pitch, whatever, skip, same everything, but they just pitched it up. And then they'll drop the drums there. I think that's actually exactly what I do with this. I don't have my tag in here, right? Because my tag does curse. Yeah, no. See, that's exactly what I did here. And then, so I layered a low. I don't know what I'm doing right now. This is, I don't know why I'm going over this, but I layered a low pitch. Let's see. So you got I layered that low pitch with that high pitch. That's them together. And then I also reversed it. And layered that as well. So you kind of, with all three of those, you have kind of this melody. But yeah, I hope this helped a little bit. And if you want to see anything else kind of in modern production terms, or you want to see your Ariana Grandes, I don't know. I don't know much about Ariana Grande. They use the same process though. It's going through the same engineers, the people with the the ears that are worth $50,000. It's going through the same ears as Travis Scott. I mean, there's industry people. Okay, where am I going with that?